I use works of art to teach everybody, from everyday people to those for whom looking is the job, like Navy SEALs and homicide detectives and trauma nurses. The fact is that no matter how skilled you might be at looking, you still have so much to learn about seeing.
So interesting. I want to keep watching that. That is New York Times bestselling author, lawyer, and art historian Amy Herman. She teaches people that looking at art can sharpen their brains. Herman has worked, as you just heard her say, with senators, with Navy SEALs, the FBI, and top CEOs to improve their critical thinking skills, and doing so using art. Now she's adapted her 2016 book, Visual Intelligence for Kids and Teens. Smart, Use Your Eyes to Boost Your Brain is published by Simon & Schuster, which, like CBS, is part of Paramount Global. And Amy joins us now. Amy, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I think the first question that people will have, of all the ways you can improve critical thinking, why use art?
One of the reasons we love to use art to teach people is because everybody sees something. Everybody sees something, and people don't think of art as anything beyond being on a museum wall. But we can actually use the power of art and human creativity to solve problems, help people fix things, and there's no language barrier. Art speaks to everybody regardless of what language you speak.
You gave a lot of examples in your book, and I'm just happy to say, or embarrassed to tell you, I failed nearly every one of them. I only got one right out of the whole book, because I started playing the game myself. And I pulled one I thought was interesting, because you said, look at this set of splotches or blots, you called it. And when you look at it, what do you see? Can you put that up, John? Because I studied this very, very hard. So, Nate, what do you see? Tony, what do you see when you just at first glance?
Black and white initially.
Black and white.
I kind of see like a mouse peering down on some sort of a wreck.
A mouse peering down. Well, what you're really seeing there is a cow's face.
Yeah.
Now that I've seen it, I can see it very, very clearly.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, but I studied it. I went back and forth, and I said, what is this here to teach me? How does being able to identify things, because you focus on visual intelligence.
Right.
That's your whole thing. You want us
right.
to be visually intelligent.
Right.
Why is that important?
Visual intelligence means seeing what other people don't
see.
And also gaining clarity from multiple perspectives. Understanding that no two people see anything the same way. You're wearing a red dress, right? We can all agree that you're wearing a red dress. But the red that each of us sees is very different. So the first time I encountered that cow exercise, I did the same thing you did. It looks like a bunch of splotches. What am I looking at? And the person sitting next to me said, how can you not see the cow in that picture? And I said, cow? And then they outlined it, and I thought, if I'm not seeing this, what else am I missing? Yeah. And the fact that she saw it immediately and I saw nothing kind of scared me.
Yeah.
Me too, but what should we learn from this, Amy? Because you said it can help you be better parents. You've helped homicide detectives. You've helped radiologists. I thought that was interesting, because you help everybody to see things differently.
It would help the divide in this country.
See it like I see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just going into a situation for kids on the playground, parents going into a conference, knowing in the boardroom, in the courtroom, in the operating room, nobody is seeing things the way you do. So how do we fix that? Be able to communicate more effectively what it is that we're seeing. Instead of saying, you are so wrong, or how can you say that? Tell them what you see. Ask them what they see, and that's how you hone your visual intelligence.
Well, because you say people think you see with your eyes, not your brain, but really both of them have to work together, or are working together, you say.
They are working together. People don't realize that the retina, which is, you learn in third grade, that's the thing in the back of the eye that flips your images upside down. The retina's part of the brain, not part of the eye.
Yeah.
And so by the time you're flipping images, you're already thinking about them and thinking about assumptions and associations and experiences. And again, no two people see anything the same way. No two people observe. And that's why we have to communicate more effectively, as you said, even in Congress.
Yeah, you're right about that. So you're saying that we need to ask better questions about what we see. What do you mean by that?
When we think about how we formulate our questions, look, you ask people questions all the time, right?
Right.
But you have to think about what you want to say and what you don't want to say. And you have to think about framing your question to elicit exactly the information that you need for your purpose. Because one thing we can all agree on, nobody has time to waste. Right? And something else I've learned is how you look at something is fundamental to what you see. So if you've had a bad morning, the dog is thrown up, you're in a bad mood, that's going to affect how you see things. And just knowing that is going to improve how you communicate.
It's definitely made you a heck of a communicator. I'm looking forward to giving this book to my teenager. Amy Herman, thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Smart is on sale wherever you like to buy your books.
I like the title.